Good afternoon, ladybugs. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Today I thought I'd read a little story called 5 Tough and Tiny Seeds. And Miss Carla read a story, maybe a week ago called, it was about a seed. I think it was like a seed that was kind of mad. Or it's bad. It rhymed with mad. The bad seed? Yeah. Well, I think this is kind of along the same lines, but these 5 seeds were tough and they were tiny. Okay? So let's start our story. 5 Tough and Tiny Seeds. It's by Steve Metzger. Oh, these seeds, they all look different to me. 5 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. And there they are. They're all waiting. Oh, and what season are we in? Are we in spring? Yeah. And here's the wind. Whoosh, whoosh. And some of the seeds you can see are starting to blow already. Actually, we have had like lots of wind these past week or so. But the good thing is it makes our air very clean. One landed on the ground, sniffed by a happy hound. Oh, and look at that doggy there. He's like, what is that? Oh, I hope the doggy doesn't eat it. Then there were 4 tough and tiny seeds. And here they are right here. Should we count them? Let's see if I can count them this way. 1, he's definitely tiny. 2, this one is kind of striped like a watermelon. 3, this one is very tall. And 4. Oh, this one kind of has like little spikes all over his seed or something. There were 4 tough, tiny seeds. 4 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. Oh, and I think that whooshing sound means the wind. And if you look at the pictures, looks like there's kind of like a day like today is. Nice blue skies, white puffy clouds, and a little wind. And that helps the seeds go to new places, right? One landed near a lake beside a wiggly snake. Oh, and I'm going to fold the book back so I can show you this side. Oh, and that's that seed that I was just talking about that has like all the little hair or something all around his body. Oh, look at his expression. He's kind of looking at the snake like, who are you? And there's our wiggly snake. I think he's thinking too, well, who are you? I'm a snake, but I don't know what you are. Can I eat you? It's a good thing it didn't land in the lake, right? Because then it might not become anything at all. Now there were 3 tough and tiny seeds. Oh, and it's that one that looks like a watermelon. And the tall seed, we don't know what that is. And then this one is kind of tiny. This one I said I think was the tiniest. 3 tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. And it looks like, if you look at the pictures, it looks like the wind is blowing because look at the leaves here. I see leaves blowing around. Leaves and maybe some tree blossoms. One landed near a tree, buzzed by a bumblebee. Oh, and we were just talking about bees last week, right? And there's our big tree. And there's our bee. Oh, let's see. The bee looks bigger than the seed to me. What do you think? Yep, I think the bumblebee is definitely bigger. What do you think the bumblebee is thinking? He looks a little mean, like he's going to eat the seed. Oh, and you can see the dotted lines. If you can see them with the light here, but there's dotted lines, and that is the way the seed blew. It blew all the way from over here, and it was holding on to this little flower, and it was kind of like a parachute, right? It's like the seed kind of landed on a parachute. Then there were two tough and tiny seeds. Oh, and look, it looks like they're helping each other. It's the one that has the stripes and the tall one. Two tough and tiny seeds sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. Oh, and look at this striped seed. He's holding on. He's like, hold on. And he's holding on to the other seed, the tall seed's hand. I'm not going to let you go. I can do it. I can hold on. Oh, I wonder if he can hold on. It looks like the wind is blowing pretty hard. One landed by a road. Ooh, next to a slimy toad. They look just like the snake. The toad looks a little surprised. And the seed is kind of like, now what do I do? Do you think a sidewalk is a very good place for a seed to land? Well, I think it's not the best place. It'd be better if it landed in dirt, right? We'll find out. Now there is just one tough, tiny seed. One tough and tiny seed sat on a slender reed, waiting for springtime winds to blow. Whoosh, whoosh. That's the last one, the one with the stripes. That kind of reminded me of a watermelon. It landed on a rock, close to a watchful hawk. Oh, look at that. And what is that hawk mommy bird doing? Feeding its babies, right? And there's the seed. Oh, I wonder if birds like to eat seeds. I think some of them do. Sometimes when we have happy birds come and she gives them little treats, the lady who trains the birds, I'm pretty sure there's some seeds in her hand there. Oh, maybe he's thinking the same thing, like, please don't eat me, please. That might not be a lucky spot to land. And now there are no tough and tiny seeds. They all got blown away in different spots, right? Not any of them landed in the same spot, as far as I can tell. 5 tough and tiny seeds, blown from a slender reed. Raindrops are falling from the sky. Drip, drop. Well, that's a good thing. Because seeds, when you plant seeds, they need water, right? Gotta have some water. It gets too dry. And what's the other thing seeds need? The sun. With bright and warmer days, now comes the month of May. Now it's time for seeds to grow. Oh, hey, what month are we in now? We're in the month of May. Yay, and it's spring. It's the same season as it is in the book. I think that's a good time for the seeds to grow. 5 seeds began to sprout just as the sun comes out. This one looks like a little tomato or radish. Do you see that its little roots are starting to Starting to come down. It's growing in the soil. Oh, and this one, this kind of tall, tiny one, oh, I see some little roots down there too. Oh, and what is this here in the dirt? Is that a little wiggly gray snake? I mean a purple actually. Oh, maybe he made a friend down below the dirt. Well, here's our watermelon seed right here. I see a few little roots on the bottom. The same with this one. Oh, it did. It landed in the sidewalk. Look, there's the cement and there's just a one tiny little green shoot poking up there. Sometimes when you go along the sidewalk, you could look and see if you see any little plants growing up between the cracks of the sidewalk. It's not easy. You have to be a tough seed to be able to land there. Oh, and this little seed, the one with the little funny hair. Now it looked like it was kind of dry. Doesn't look very green. Like this seed, it has some nice green grass. But this seed here, wow, the dirt looks a little dry. Well, let's find out what happens to our seeds. Growing taller by the hour, each one a different flower. Oh, and so the one that was kind of red became a rose flower. Oh, this one that landed near the tree, it became a dandelion. And I bet you guys have seen dandelions before. They grow in the grass. They're yellow. And these are like one flower that you can pick. Like a lot of times you don't want to pick the flowers, but you can pick. Most people don't mind if you pick dandelions in their grass. They grow really easily. Let's see what the other flowers were. Oh, the one I think near the bird, that was a sunflower. And he or she might get a lot taller because you can have very, very tall sunflowers. This one in the crack in the sidewalk is a cosmos. Cosmos are really pretty flowers too. And look, it grew right up through that little crack in the sidewalk. That's really special. Oh, and this one is a wild carrot. It must be really tough. Look, it has like white puffy things on the top of it. Because it looks like it's pretty dry. See a little bit of grass. Maybe it's by the beach. Maybe that's not dry dirt. Maybe that's sand. I think it is actually because I can kind of see water there. That's what became of 5 tough and tiny seeds. And it tells you a little bit about the seeds. There's some facts there. Oh, that was a good book. I like that one. 5 tough and tiny seeds. Well, I was going to show you something else too. Oh, probably about like a month ago or so. I don't know. It was right when we closed the school. One of the first videos I made was I planted some seeds. I got seed packets and I did a video. I was outside in the backyard. I planted the seeds. I'm not sure if I made a flower pot at the same time. That might have been one that I did too. But anyway, I have to say that my seeds have never done better. I've planted a lot of seeds over my life, and some of them do not really ever come up very well, but these really did. And look, here's my seeds. So they're probably about a month old. And remember I said you could, here's my seed packet I got from the nursery, and nurseries are open right now, so maybe that's someplace where you could go with your parents. But this is like all different kinds of flowers here. And it says, bring home the butterflies mix. So maybe these kind of seeds attract butterflies, which is really good. We want plants in our garden that attract bees and butterflies. Anyway, I stick it right in here so I kind of know what's in there. And I don't know everything that's in here. In fact, there's only one seed that I'm sure of, and it's this one right here. Do you know what this is going to be? I'm pretty sure this is going to be a sunflower. It's definitely the tallest. And I've got lots of other different, I got some kind of feathery ones, some with big leaves and things like that. And they're still in my plastic curtain. We have not moved them yet. But this weekend, my husband said he would carefully, very carefully when you do this, transfer the seeds and maybe either put them in the ground or put them in a bigger pot because they are outgrowing their home here. This is kind of like you have a new baby and you put them in a nursery or like a baby room where they can grow. And then when they get bigger, it's like this is a crib. You take them out of the crib and you put them in a big girl and boy bed, right? So these little plants are ready to go into their next bed, the bigger bed, where the bigger plants are, okay? And you know what? When they start to flower and everything like that, I will definitely I will take them back and I'll take them out here, or maybe I'll take the camera out there. I'm looking for my little clicker here. I don't see it. And I will show you the seeds. Okay? Gotta be a little careful here because they are a little messy. All right, ladybugs, I hope you enjoyed that. I was going to turn off the video. Oh, and here it is. My special little clicker. I hope you enjoyed that and have a great afternoon. The rest of the week, the weather is supposed to be really, really nice outside. So if you haven't planted some seeds, this is a good time to do so because they should grow. You give them a little water and all the sun that we're having, they should grow nice and big. Okay? All right, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.